Hi, it's Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome to Career Coach Office Hours for Halloween. Ooh. I like to spend time on Tuesdays at noon for about a half hour or so, talking with you and answering your questions about job search. And as you'll see on the screen, if you've got questions about your job search, put it into chat, put your questions into chat so I can help you. I'll also mention to you that my site, JobSearch.community, is terrific. It has lots of great information that can help you, information about all my video courses, books, and guides. Plus, you can ask me questions within the site. Just leave a message for me and I'll respond. If you're an insider member, also, if you're an Insider Plus member, in addition to all my video courses, books, and guides, you'll also, and leaving a message for me, you'll also be able to get me on a couple of Zoom calls each month for us to speak and for me to answer your questions directly. Plus, as a premium member, what I'm able to do is do one-on-one and group coaching with you so I can help you more directly and more intensively than I might otherwise. I think it's just a little bit long there. So join JobSearch.community, get insider access to my video courses, books, and guides, and be able to ask me questions about your job search. As a premium member, have me coach you throughout your job search, individually or group coaching. It is terrific work that I'm doing through the site. And plus you get all that content for you to review, which will save you time and money in the course of your search. So what I did with Job Search Community is come in with price points that I think are more acceptable given the difficult times that many of you college-educated office professionals are experiencing. After all, the fact of the matter is, I don't care what the government is saying. What I'm seeing is that jobs that are being created in the United States are not for people who are on LinkedIn. They are positions in leisure and hospitality. So if you're a waiter or bartender, there's work out there for you. If you work in government or in services that are funded by government, like social services, there are jobs out there for you. But if you work in IT, talent acquisition, social media, digital media, there's just very little out there for you. And where it shows up, you're in very competitive circumstances. So JobSearch.community was created to help you and come in at prices that I think you can afford. So an insider member currently is $49 a month. An Insider Plus member is $79 a month. And then there's premium membership, which is for 3 hours of time per month. And that's $1,000 per month. I got to tell you, that works out very well by comparison to what I charge outside of the service. So I'll just simply say I'm moving all my work over to JobSearch.community because I think I can help more people through the site. I also want to mention that I've got the YouTube channel still at JobSearchTV.com. And my podcast, No BS Job Search Advice Radio, is the #1 podcast in Apple Podcasts for job search. No show has more episodes than that one. We have more than 2,750 episodes up there. And on Spotify, it's done as a video podcast. Amazon Music, Google Play, wherever you listen to podcasts, you should be able to pick it up. So again, my podcast is No BS Job Search Advice Radio, and the YouTube channel is at JobSearchTV.com. That takes you directly to the channel, so you don't have to go look for it. So I've received a number of questions in advance of the show, but if you're here and have a question for me, put it into chat. I promise you I'll deal with it during the show so that in this way I can help people who are here. So I received this question in advance, and that is, let's see now, what is an appropriate way of asking if a place is hiring? So, yes, you can look for ads, but ads don't fill a lot of positions because not every firm advertises, and you're also in much more competitive situations when you're using job ads to find leads. So, an appropriate way of asking if a firm is hiring, if a place is hiring, and I'm not talking about a retailer or a restaurant or what have you, but let's say again, office work. What you might do is simply call, speak to reach out and find out who heads up that department, that function for that which you do. If you contact human resources, the likelihood is you're going into voicemail. Even if you get through to them, well, they're reluctant to tell you stuff. You're better off contacting someone in the department. Staff doesn't have to be the top individual, and you just say to them, hey, look, this is what I do. And I've been interested in your firm for quite some time. Are you aware of someone who might be hiring for a role that might fit a background like mine? And you outline a number of things about your work that demonstrate what your experience is. And then from there, you listen to them and say, who might I reach out to about that role? Well, how about human resources? Yeah, I'd be happy to do that. But let me just simply say what might be better is if I contacted the person who heads the department or heads that function or manages that function to speak with them, because what HR is going to ask me to do is to send a resume or apply through the applicant tracking system. I'll do that, but all that's going to happen is the system is going to, it's the black hole. But if I speak to the person who heads the department, they can maybe do a brief interview, determine that I'm qualified. And if so, send me back to the system. And isn't that the way you would want to have it done? So, yeah, that's probably how I'd want it done. So, what you're trying to do is get to a person in the department rather than HR. So that you can talk with them. And if you have to leave a voice message, just simply say, hi, my name is, I'm a person who does such and such. I understood you might be trying to hire for such and such type of role. And I was wondering if I might speak with you for a few minutes and just tell you about my background, see if it fits what you need. Because, I promise maybe 5 minutes is all we'll take. And they'll probably say yes or send you a message back saying apply through the website. But sometimes you're going to get through. And that's what you're looking for, those occasions where you can get through to a decision maker. So that's always the best way to do it. Okay. Good luck. Let me know how it works out. Here's the next question, which is kind of a long one. I had a job interview and the hiring manager had me waiting for an hour without acknowledging me. I went to the receptionist and declined the job. The boss called me and was angry for leaving. I told him that my time is just as valuable. Was I wrong? Your time is valuable, and you didn't handle it the best way. Waiting for an hour indicates that your time isn't valuable, because no person whose time is valuable waits for an hour. So what you might have done, and what I think is better, because I know in occasions where I did recruiting and clients would have me waiting for too long a period of time. Let's say it was a 1:00 appointment that we were scheduled for, and I would respond. I would walk over to reception and go, I had a 1:00 appointment with so-and-so. It's about 1:15 now. Is she or he running late? Is that what's going on? Oh, they want you to be patient. Yeah, I know, but I've got a 2:00 behind this. And if it's not a good time, let's just reschedule or give me an idea of when she or he is going to be available so I can manage my own expectations and I'm not just sitting in a chair. Oh, let me check and get back to you. They're really asking for your patience. I can't really be that patient because I've got something else going on. So maybe it's better if we just reschedule. Or I'm very sorry, they'll say, he'll be with you in about 2 minutes' time, and that moves it along. But waiting an hour is a mistake. 15 minutes, that's when you start going to reception and speaking with them so that you're moving this along and can wind up in a situation where, if it's not going to be a good day for them, you can reschedule. You might just simply say, can we have access to their calendars? They use a calendaring app, or maybe they could send me a message. This is my email address, and we can work out a time for another conversation. But I don't want to sit in the chair for an hour waiting. I would rather be in a situation where we're doing stuff to move this forward. So, was I wrong? Yes. I would have handled it at 15 minutes, not 1 hour, because at 1 hour, it's just too much time waiting. Okay. I'm just going to remind you, if you've got a question for me about job search, put your question into chat and I'll get to it during office hours. And I just want to check one thing, and that's to see on LinkedIn. Sometimes on LinkedIn, the messages don't get over to me in the studio. So I just want to see whether or not someone has a message there that I can respond to. And if you're on YouTube, no problem at all. If you're on Facebook, no problem at all. Just put your question into chat. I'd be very happy to answer it. Let's see now. Let me go to the next question. And I just need a minute to get to it. Um, Good. This was a fun one. I just want to put it over, be able to put it in the chat. I've been in touch with a recruiter for a month and a half about a future role, and she said in a week the job will post. I've done a phone interview with her already, so she is pleased with my background. Do my chances look good at getting the job? Boy, are you way too fast on the uptake here. They are not in a position yet to make an offer to you. It's way too early for you to be thinking that you've got a chance for this job offer yet, because you've probably just spoken with the recruiter. You still have to meet the hiring manager, maybe people in her or his department, to be able for them to determine whether you're qualified and able to do this job. So way too soon for you to be thinking about your chances of getting the job. You're still in the position where you've had one date and the date went well, and they're probably going to ask you out on more dates, at least one more, to determine whether or not they want to get married. The probability is it's going to be more than one date for them to figure this out. So, way too soon. No, your chances don't look good at getting the job at this point. Um, it's you're too anxious here. Relax. Keep looking for other things. Don't just zero in on this one job because the recruiter and you had a good conversation. Okay, here we go. Next question. Hiring manager wants to chat a week after final interviews are done. What does this mean? Could it be an offer or rejection? Ooh, drama, I tell you. And the way I look at it is it could be an offer, it could be a rejection, it could be that they want to ask you additional questions because you're competing with someone else and the other person's good too, and they're looking for tiebreakers between the two of you, or three of you, or four of you. They've added another criteria in. So What I'd say to you is it's hard to really know. It could be an offer, could be a rejection, could be additional question or 2 because they're not sure, or you're competing and they're looking for tiebreakers. Excuse me. Or maybe the offer is gonna come in a little bit low. Or maybe they're thinking of making an offer and they wanna talk with you about potential compensation and what they're thinking in terms of to make sure that if they extend the offer, it's one that you would accept, and a million other things as well. So don't start thinking that you have this. Consider that this conversation with the hiring manager may be more of what you've been through. It's designed to, uh, it may be designed for them to find out more. There's a million possibilities. So this isn't over yet. You've got more work to do. And they want to talk with you some more. So it's good. And I'll just say, good luck. Let me know how it turns out. Here's a fun one. Let's use this for what's the easiest way to promote yourself in an interview? I was asked in an interview why they should pick me. I've never been the type to toot my own horn per se. How do you answer this question? Well, I think everyone's going to talk about being hardworking and motivated and capable and stuff along those lines. Everyone is basically going to act like, if you remember old movies, the organ grinder who had a monkey, and the monkey's kind of jumping around and dancing to the music and having a good old time. And most people are going to respond in that kind of way. And if you do the same thing, there's nothing different about you. What I coach people to do is to respond by saying, "Why should you I don't I don't know about people." And I'm sure they're all very capable. I'm sure they all work very hard, and they're all prepared to tell you that. Me too. But what I can talk about with you is I really care. I really care about doing good work. And I'm honest enough to tell you when something's beyond my scope, when there's something that I might struggle with. Um, I could tell you about how my experience matches up, but look them in the eye and with sincerity tell them, you can trust me. I won't exaggerate what I can do and deliver for you. This job matters. I really like what I'm hearing from you and the nature of the opportunity. And the idea is to convey sincerity to them. And it's going to be a differentiator for you from all the other people who were jumping around going, look at me. I I can help you. I can do this job like the others can't. Of course, you can do it, but you just want to be different. And one of the ways is by slowing your speech down and softening your voice, saying, all of us are going to say pretty much the same thing. Okay, we'll all work hard. We're all motivated. We all want to do a good job. But one thing I'm going to bring into this is you can trust me. And that will make you stand out so much by comparison to the others. It will really serve you well. I'm just going to remind you if you have a question about your job search, put it into chat so I can deal with it tonight. Also, join JobSearch.community. By the way, at the homepage, I've got some free videos, courses, uh, a PDF or two that are designed to help you. One of the PDFs is diagnosing your job search problems. So if you're having an issue with your job search, this gives you a way of figuring out where it's breaking down so that you can start being very specific in how you correct the problem and start taking action. There's also a video about how to do an elevator pitch in a really good way so that you don't sound like one of those hokey people who's beating their chest and trying to be dramatic. It's really a very sweet way of doing it that I've learned that I'm passing on to you. I think there are 5 or 6 free items I have on the homepage. And then when you go to become an insider, you get all the rest of my video courses, which I outline on the homepage. Plus, you can leave messages for me that I'll respond to on a daily basis. If you become an Insider Plus member, I think it's $79 per month. And in addition to all that you get as an insider, you'll also get me on 2 Zoom calls a month, and I'll answer your questions directly. And then as an Insider Premium member, you also get one-on-one coaching with me or group coaching. So I can help you. You know, people need help during times like this. It's obvious. Every time I log on to LinkedIn, I see so many more open to work profiles on in my feed. And I just know almost everyone is really good at what they do. And rather than struggle, rather than have a rough time in your job search, why not put yourself in the position of getting advice from someone who helped more than 1,200 people find work as a recruiter and many hundreds more as a coach, as a podcaster, as a YouTuber? I really know the material, and I'd love to help you. So again, that's at jobsearch.community. And by the way, you can subscribe to OBS Job Search Advice Radio in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, where it's a video podcast, Apple Music, Google Play, wherever you listen to podcasts, and JobSearchTV.com on YouTube. We'll take you to YouTube, where I've got more than 8,000 videos to help. JobSearch.community really simplifies things so that you don't have to figure out which video you need to watch. I've really made it simple. Plus, again, I answer questions from. Let's continue on. And I loved this one. What is a good response to? I've heard a lot about you. Um, I think injecting a little humor here goes a long way toward making you a person who they'll want to keep talking to. And the way I respond is, I've heard a lot about you. And the correct response should be, I'm sure some of it might be accurate. I just don't know what you've heard or which part might not be accurate. So I hope almost all of it was accurate. And obviously it was favorable. Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking. But out of curiosity, what did you hear? But really, the ideal part is the opener. And that is, I'm sure some of it was accurate. I don't know which part because I don't know what you heard. But it was good. And kind of leave it at that with a smile on your face. Okay. Let's see now. Next question. I think this is next to last as of now. If I don't hear back from my job interview after a week, should I assume I did not get the job? Now, I just want to preface this by saying probably. However, what you should have done at the interview is ask what you might hear about next steps. So that this way you know when you'd expect to hear from them instead of going off into the ether where you don't know. So the simplest way is at the interview, when might I hear about next steps? Oh, we got 40 more people to talk with. I think sometime around when hell freezes over. Or I think you'll hear early part of next week. That's obviously better. Even better is I think early part of next week you'll hear from HR. He'll want to schedule time for you to meet with so and so, so and so, so and so. We should be able to do that the following week. And the more specific they are, the better that you've. However, you didn't do that. So what you can do now is message them. If you have their mobile, send them a text. If not, email them or call and say, "Hi, I interviewed you with you on such and such date. I haven't heard back. Should I consider the fact that I haven't heard from you a rejection, or are you still evaluating people?" "Oh, we're still evaluating people." "Oh, okay, thank you. And when do you think you complete this round of interviews so I can manage my expectations about what I can hear back from you?" "Oh, I think just need another 2, 3 more days." "Great. So if I haven't heard from you in about a week's time, is it okay if I follow up?" "Yeah, sure, no problem." Or wait. Wait obviously is don't push it, and we're not all that interested for you to be chasing us. So just recognize what their message is in their response. They're human beings. They really do signal their interest or lack thereof in a variety of different ways. So I'll just simply say, get back in touch with them so you know really what's going on. As of now, this is my last question. I'll just remind you if you have questions for me, put them in the chat, and I'll deal with it before I end the show. Okay? This one, well, what is a slap in the face job offer? That's slang for it's a bad offer. So you're looking for 150, they're going to offer you 110. That's a slap in the face, isn't it? Not only that, but we're going to ask you to take a lower level job because we don't think you're qualified for the upper level job. So a slap in the face is a rude awakening. It's a shock, um, and thus they're insulting you. It's a bad offer, bad position, bad money, bad benefits, different than what they've led you to believe. And thus, you're in a situation where we're going to make you an offer and we're going to give you two choices: leave it, take it. So that's really what a slap in the face job offer is. It's one that they don't expect you're gonna take, but if you're desperate enough, maybe you will, maybe you won't. Doesn't bother us. You're willing to take this? Great. If not, that's okay too. So that's the questions I've received in advance. I'm Jeff Altman. Hope you enjoyed this. I'll also encourage you again, go to JobSearch.community. See, JobSearch.community. And become an insider, an insider plus member, or an insider premium member, or just loot and pillage the homepage for different courses that'll help you and different PDFs that will help you. They're there for free. Go enjoy, download them, use them. They will help. And I'm also going to encourage you follow me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/the Big Game Hunter. My network tends to be a lot larger than most of yours. So that becomes a place where you can get advice from me and, you know, get the content that I'm releasing daily on LinkedIn. I'm also going to mention if you want to connect with me there, you can. And in addition, you can book a free discovery call with me about coaching as oh, sorry, I clicked on not the right one. Oh, no, sorry. Got the wrong thing on the screen. My profile is at linkedin.com/IN/the big game. You can schedule time for a free discovery call or a coaching session on the site so I can help you. I prefer working through JobSearch.community, but if you only need a single session with me, I have some individual session options on the site that will help. Also, I'll just simply say next Tuesday I'll be back. That's on the 7th. I'll be back on the 14th. And the 21st, I'm taking off. That's Thanksgiving week. I'm going to go up and visit my son and my wife's family in the New York area. Um, and spend some time with them. But I'll be back the following week, which would be the 28th. So that's my November schedule. I look forward to having you back again. Hope you land something soon. And in the meantime, I hope you have a terrific day and